Prince Harry's possible return to Britain is already raising questions about his strained relationship with the royal family. But a new claim has added another intriguing angle: money. Royal biographer Robert Jobson says Harry knows exactly who currently holds the purse strings and believes that could make his father, King Charles, particularly important to his future. Radar Online reports that Harry's return could partly be linked to his desire to repair ties with his father while Charles is still king. Jobson made the striking claim while discussing Harry's plans. Harry's coming back because he knows who holds the purse strings. He also knows that when his brother is king, he probably won't get much. The claim has fueled speculation about whether Harry sees the current period with Charles on the throne as an important window to rebuild his relationship with the monarchy. But there is no confirmation from Harry that inheritance or money is driving his return. Jobson also suggested that Charles wants to make sure his entire family is provided for, including Harry and Harry's children, Archie and Lilibet.
I know that the king is keen to make sure that there's a fair division of monies after his death.
Jobson added that Charles wants to ensure all of his family is looked after, specifically mentioning Harry and his children. If accurate, that presents a more complicated picture than Harry simply trying to secure an inheritance. Instead, it suggests Charles may want to make sure every branch of his family is provided for. There is also a question of timing. Queen Elizabeth II had 70 years on the throne to organize family affairs. Charles became king only after her death in September 2022. Jobson believes that difference matters.
The Queen had 70 years to look after her family, make sure everybody was organized. He hasn't got that privilege.
Charles was also diagnosed with cancer in February 2024, making questions about the future of the monarchy even more closely watched. And Harry and Meghan's finances have become another point of public discussion. Radar Online has pointed to financial pressures surrounding the Sussexes, including the end of their Spotify partnership and changes involving their Netflix deal. Harry has also faced significant legal costs following his privacy battle in Britain. Against that backdrop, speculation about his return has inevitably taken on a financial angle, but the central claim remains unconfirmed. Harry has not said that inheritance is motivating his return, and there is no public evidence proving that money is the reason behind any planned reconciliation. What is clear is that Harry's relationship with the royal family remains under intense scrutiny. According to Jobson's account, Charles wants his family to be looked after, while Harry may see his father's reign as an important opportunity to repair old wounds. The inheritance struggle looms as a new report claimed Harry and Meghan could have spent around $120,000 on a private jet to return to Britain.
Harry and Meghan returned to Britain on a private jet costing 6 figures. The Sussexes reportedly chartered a luxury private jet for their 10-hour journey from Los Angeles to Birmingham. According to a Page 6 website report, the couple hired a luxury Bombardier Global Express XRS jet for their journey. At an estimated $12,000 per hour, the flight could cost around a whopping $120,000. According to the report, the jet features 2 bathrooms, comfortable seating for up to 13 passengers, 5 beds that sleep 6, and storage for 12 to 15 medium suitcases. A Planet 9 report claimed that the luxury jet was refurbished in 2023. After 6 years away from Britain, why are Harry and Meghan suddenly making such an extravagant return? According to the Page 6 report, the couple opted for a private jet to be able to bring their family's dogs, Pula, a black Labrador retriever, and Mia, a beagle, to the UK. The People website claimed that the family left their chickens at their Montecito home. The couple's children, 7-year-old Archie and 5-year-old Lilibet, have already enrolled at British schools and will start classes in September. The family plans to live at a private, non-royal residence outside of London, but haven't said exactly where that will be, the Associated Press reported.
I think ultimately William is going to have to embrace forgiveness of his brother as well, because he's professed himself a Christian. In fact, he did that earlier this year. And in upholding his role as Supreme Governor of the Church of England, he has to project the moral values expected of the Supreme Governor of the Church of England, and that includes forgiveness. I think we're on a longer road to reconciliation, and I think there's a difference between public forms of reconciliation and private forms of reconciliation. It may be that privately, William never fully forgives his younger brother for what he deems the betrayal of the family, but publicly at least, because for traditional moralists, traditional Christian values, they demand that there is this public act of forgiveness, that there is reconciliation between the brothers. Harry and Meghan episode is now distant history, so I think time is a great healer. It creates space in a social media saturated world. People are always looking for the next thing to talk about, and arguably that will be reconciliation between first of all father and son, and then potentially the 2 brothers. Public have lost a lot of feeling for him. There isn't the support there for him or Meghan that there was back at the start of 2020, and he needs to sort of undergo a gentle sort of rebranding in order to I think win over the support and affection of the British people. I think the fact that the lawsuits are now behind him, that is important. The issues with the British press have been settled, and I think he and Meghan will have thought about very carefully the positives and the negatives of launching themselves back into the UK, given their past history with the British tabloids. And I think they will have judged that ultimately it's the best thing for them and their family right now, despite the fact that they are going to have difficult encounters with journalists. I think the fact that those lawsuits are behind Harry now, he can look to the future, and he can start to redefine his public image as well. He wouldn't want to have been in the UK having to deal with, if you like, those past legal cases, because it could have acted as a sort of as a drag on his ability to renew what it is he's doing. I think it's arguably easier for him to remodel himself as a public figure within a UK context. He has been at a loss as to what to do with himself since departing the British royal family, and has tried different forms of reinvention via, for example, the expose in Spare, via Netflix series, via new charitable initiatives, but nothing has quite worked as well as, for example, the Invictus Games. And it's notable that every time he's thrown himself back onto that platform, he's generated a lot of positive press, and and I think he's felt most naturally at home in that space as well. So I expect we'll see quite a lot more of that. I think the timing of this announcement is mostly about the 2 children starting at new schools. We're at the end of the summer holidays, and it's quite normal that children and families are gearing up for the start of the school year.
Harry and Meghan gave up their royal duties and moved to California more than 6 years ago, saying they wanted to earn their own living. They later signed lucrative contracts with Netflix and Spotify. Harry, Meghan, and the children visited the king at his Highgrove estate in Western England last month, while the prince was in the UK for a series of charity appearances. Another report by Page 6 has claimed that Meghan had difficulty finding housekeepers willing to work at the Sussexes' California mansion.
Meghan's snobbish ways made life in Montecito very hard for the Sussexes. And now, as Harry and Meghan prepare to head back to Britain, fresh claims suggest their glossy California escape was anything but the peaceful haven they had once imagined. According to Page 6, Meghan allegedly struggled to find housekeepers willing to work for the Sussexes at their Montecito mansion. A source claimed a lot of the housekeepers in Montecito didn't want to work for them. The insider alleged Meghan personally interviewed potential staff and could come across as really snobbish and rude. The source claimed some candidates were so offended by the way Meghan allegedly spoke to them that word quickly spread. And eventually, according to the insider, it became a joke among local housekeepers. It got to the point where people would joke that all the maids in Montecito hated them. Harry and Meghan's representatives did not respond to Page 6's request for comment, but the latest claims revive an old controversy. During Meghan's time as a working royal, palace aides accused her of bullying, prompting an investigation. The findings were never released, and Meghan denied the allegations. Then there's the Sussexes' own staff turnover. In June 2025, Page 6 reported that 4 members of their team had departed, including Deputy Press Secretary Kyle Boulia and UK Press Officer Charlie Gibson. Now, the Sussexes are preparing to return to Harry's home country with Archie and Lilibet for an extended period, and some Montecito residents apparently aren't exactly reaching for the tissues. One local told Page 6 there were concerns about the attention the couple would bring to the quiet community. Now, the insider said, residents couldn't be more thrilled about their departure. The source stressed they could only speak for themselves and people they knew, not the entire community. But there is a sting in the tail. The Sussexes' UK return may not last long either. A new report suggests they could remain in Britain for as little as 6 months before considering another move. So much for settling down. From Megxit to Montecito, and now potentially another relocation, the Sussexes' search for a permanent home may be far from over.